Welcome to The Whole Pineapple. I'm Ruby Boris.
And I'm Ann Judge. The Whole Pineapple is a podcast about wellness focused around fertility. And on these weekly mini episodes, we bring you bite-sized ideas for you to snack on.
Like breathing exercises, book reviews. Maybe we'll review some scientific research, or we'll share some wellness and fertility stories from our listeners.
So if you're looking for a tip or a trick related to your fertility and well-being, then you've come to the right place.
Let's dig in. Hello. Welcome back to The Whole Pineapple Short Snack Edition. And we are joined again by Natalia Grob. And if you didn't listen to her long episode on endocrine disruptors, stop right now, go back, listen to that, come back here and start over. We'll wait.
We're very patient.
You'd be very patient. Okay. Are you here? Did you go back? Did you listen? All right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do a tour of the home and where you can find the most common endocrine disruptors and where you can make some manageable, actionable changes to make your home and your living environment and what you put in and on your skin and what you eat, make those little changes and tweaks that can make your environment healthier. So welcome back, Natalia. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me. So the first thing I do when I walk in my house is I take off my shoes. And so taking your shoes off really is a simple thing you can do to minimize tracking any chemicals from your outside of your house into your house. The next thing I would do is I'd go in my kitchen and throw out any plastic storage containers. So I'm talking about mixing bowls, Tupperware, cling wrap, Ziploc bags. Try and get rid of all of it and find healthier alternatives like glass or silicone or stainless steel items. So like my kids eat on stainless steel plates. I think it's funny because I tell them that that's how food would be like in jail. So my kids.
That was going to be my next question. How do you send things for packed lunches? Because I can't send glass because it'll just get completely shattered.
I've got stainless steel bento boxes for that.
Yeah, I have those too. Yeah, they're really great, and they have their own little little lunch box, but you can have like the little individual separate areas that you can put the food in.
And then I have silicone cupcake holders to put food in them.
Yeah. So you can separate everything, because if you are my son, you cannot have your food touching. That is unacceptable.
Inhuman.
Yes.
So what do you use for bags? Do you use some of the like reusables? Do you use the fabrics? Yeah.
I use reusable. I use a silicone bag. I forgot what the name of it is. That one. But I usually, honestly, I just prefer to use my glass Tupperware for everything now. And then
for those that can't see what I just did, I just held up a silicone snack bag that has my pistachios in them. And I'm not sure if my pistachios are organic, but that's what is in them.
They have a shell, so.
And then, in the kitchen, once you get rid of plastics, I look at your water bottles and make sure you've got a reusable water bottle. Or a lot of people still have glass cups that they drink out of. And so drinking out of glass or ceramic or stainless steel cups is something that you can do. Another thing you can do is when you're looking at your refrigerator, you want to make sure you wash all your fruits and vegetables before consuming them. And you don't need to wash them with any special expensive soap, just water, please and thank you.
And that's even if you're buying organic, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then let's see, if we're leaving the kitchen and going to the bathroom now, I would say that you want to avoid any cleaning products that have fragrance or a special scent added to it. You also want to avoid having any scented candles or air fresheners because those are common exposures to chemicals as well. And then another thing is just overall in your house, you want to make sure that you dust regularly because dusty houses can carry lots and lots of endocrine disrupting chemicals in those particles.
So my house, because I have a husky and I have like rolls of dog fur that are constantly, and I'm vacuuming, that means I'm also kind of vacuuming up some of the particles too. Oh. So it's good that I have a dog that sheds constantly.
I'm going to say that's a positive on my end too, because we have to frequently change our filter because of our golden retriever. And we just had somebody come and just tune up our air conditioner the other day. And he came to the door with our air filter and he's like, "It's time to change your air filter." I'm like, that is so gross. Oh my God.
And then what about if you're going upstairs to the bedroom? It always seems weird to me that like so many kids' products are fire resistant where they coat them. Yeah. Is that something that is also something we should be concerned about?
Yes, thank you. That's a great reminder. Avoid wearing anything that has flame retardant in it or any furniture that has flame retardant in it.
How can you tell? How do you know if it does or not?
It's really hard. So I think legally they have to say if kids' pajamas have flame retardant in them. So that's something you can do. But furniture, it's really hard unless you ask or actually read the product manual. You can't really tell.
What about carpets? For outdoor wear too? Like if you're wearing stuff that's all like waterproof and rainproof, does that mean it's been coated in products that you need to be worried about? Or because it's over clothing, are you not really concerned about it?
Ultimately, yes, you want to be concerned about everything, but you're also going to lose your mind that way.
Yeah.
And so in general, the things that your skin is coming into contact matter the most.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we're just thinking about in the Seattle area, all of our raincoats.
All of our rain gear.
All of our rain gear. Oh my gosh. And so also in the bedroom too, our bed linen, I'm sure, is important as well.
Yes. But I don't have a good, that's not a deep dive I have personally done yet.
I'm just thinking like maybe organic cotton. I have no idea. Mattresses even like, yeah. How about just taking a quick step back into the kitchen? What about nonstick cookware?
Avoid that.
I think that's like short answer for all of these things.
What do you recommend instead? I know they have like ceramic products or, just traditional cookware that you try and use oils with. What do you usually suggest?
Yeah, so using cast iron or ceramic is a good idea.
Yeah, ceramic is there's more and more companies coming out with ceramic cookware because we were all big into this nonstick. You remember when it all came out? Like the Teflon cookware. It was so wonderful when it came out. And now it's like, great. I've been cooking with that for about 25 years. That's fantastic.
Didn't they find that it like never degrades too? That it's basically just going to be here forever. So
yeah. And the more it's like chipped or like damaged, the worse it is. So
lovely.
And then how about outdoors, like in the yard? Let's first, before we head out of the home, how about outside in our garages and in our yards?
So you want to avoid any like pesticide spray. So there are some people that like use like bug spray or like ant killer spray, things like that. That's an easy way you can eliminate exposure to environmental toxins.
What should you use instead, though? Because if we're not using fragrance, we probably can't be using citronella candles. Like, what do you use if you want to be outside and not surrounded by bugs?
So I don't use any bug spray. I use citronella candles, which aren't perfect, but are healthier than, doing one of those, like, I don't even know what they're called, like fumigations. I don't know what they do or what's in those chemicals. But, like for my house, what works is the majority of the time when I get pests like ants, it's because my kids are leaving crumbs all over the house. And so the second I start cleaning up the crumbs more often, then that gets rid of the ants.
I have this ongoing series that every once in a while I'll post on Instagram about. I call it this episode of Toddler or Squirrel because of all of the things that I find. Like I'll just hold up like a piece of an apple and 3 strawberries. Like it's just like, this is just behind a pillow randomly. It's just like, but in terms of outside natural ideas for avoiding certain insects, marigolds naturally repel certain insects, some kind of pest type insects. And then I've heard of people using the little zappers, like if you're in an area that has really bad mosquitoes or something like that. Luckily here in the Northwest, we don't have as many, but being from Montana, that was a huge issue in Montana. And then So plants, yes, like you said, you want to avoid those pesticides and insect killers, and that's in and outside your house. So if you have house plants there, you want to make sure that you're using good quality soil, and then any kind of plant food, you want to make sure that it says safe for children and pets on them, and does really help if it comes from a company that uses really high quality ingredients that are nature-based. How about the car?
Don't put air fresheners in your car. Those things that hang on your dashboard or on your rear view mirror, those are super gross. Don't do that.
Don't put air fresheners in your car. Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you can think of that we want to pay attention to in our house?
No, I think we've covered it all.
Okay. Well, great. I think this gives us some little areas or tweaks to make our environment more healthy. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, Natalia. It's been great.
Yes, thank you so much, ladies. I really enjoyed talking to you as well.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Whole Pineapple Podcast. We hope it was helpful.
If you know someone who could benefit from hearing the podcast, we hope you'll share it with them.
And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review The Whole Pineapple on your favorite podcast app. Every rating and review makes us easier to find.
This podcast is sponsored by Seattle Reproductive Medicine and is produced by Audiotocracy Podcast Production. We'll see you next time. Have a delicious week.